Hello, in this section of our Office Anywhere web seminar, we're looking at how small and medium-sized businesses deal with the dilemma of having their workforce out and about, meeting customers, bringing in new business, while also staying in touch with the office and on top of the paperwork. I asked Phil Kendall of Strategy Analytics how much time people really spend out of the office.
The UK workforce is becoming increasingly mobile. About 40% of employees spend at least a day a week out of the office, and that's really only the tip of the iceberg. About the same number again are mobile in the office, so they're away from their desk, so away from their PC and their main resources, but mobile in the sense of how they need to run their business. So we're seeing major transformations, in particular a huge amount spent on employees making mobile phone calls from the office instead of picking up the fixed telephone. On average, the average UK employee is spending about £8 a month making mobile calls from the office.
Yeah, so not an insignificant amount of money, really, especially if you're a small business. Alex, what is the impact of people being out and about? What's that impact upon their business?
Yeah, it's got quite a significant impact, especially for smaller and medium-sized companies. When they're out, effectively, they're out of contact, and therefore that can be dead time for them. So, for example, if they're travelling on a train or they're sat in an airport lounge or whatever, then, you know, the ability to be able to do your emails is really important. And also, it can mean that missed opportunities in terms of sales and revenue. So, for example, if an email drops in that you need to respond by a quote by, say, 3 p.m. that day, and you're out with customers at the time, other customers, then you've missed that opportunity and it's lost revenue for your business. So big impact, yeah.
Alex, I see you nodding away there. Is this something you found?
Definitely, it totally resonates with what we find. I mean, in a couple of areas, really. I mean, you do get a lot of dead time. I find myself standing at train stations, standing in airports, in a cab. There are times when you haven't got the time to get out a laptop to check your emails, and you just stood there not doing anything. And that's very, very dead time. You can't do anything with it. And it struck a chord with me when you mentioned potentially missing contracts, because there's countless times when you've been out all day interviewing or doing focus groups, you get back and look at your emails, and there's been an email at 10 o'clock in the morning and it said something like, we need an urgent quote from you, or possibly even worse, it said, fieldwork's gone wrong in Hong Kong, we need to fix it right away. And you get to it 6 hours later. So yeah, very often we find these things happening, and you just wish, gosh, I wish I could have acted a little bit earlier on that issue.
Phil, I'm going to come back to you here, because how easy is it really to really work on the go? I mean, say you've got to deal with that contract in Hong Kong that's going wrong. Don't you really need to be in an office concentrating?
I think there's a certain misconception about the need to sit at your PC and be on top of email. What we found, again, talking to UK businesses, is looking at what's in their inbox. About a third of email is actually just junk or circulars that they don't need to even look at. About another 20% is sort of FYI emails. You've been copied on it, but you don't need to action it at all. So there's only half of emails that you actually need to do something with, and the vast majority of those are often only require a very quick response, a yes or no, or please phone this guy who can help you, or passing on a problem to someone else. And it's only 1 in 7, 1 in 8 emails which need a proper response, a lot of text where you may want to sit down at a laptop and compose those. And mobile email, in many cases, is a good way of being alerted to those. You might not need to action them straight away, but it's good to know that in the back of your mind, at some point today, I need to sit down and deal with this issue.
And you can always, I suppose, phone a colleague,
Sure.
phone a friend if you need
Absolutely.
to. Can't we really do that already, though? I mean, accessing emails on the go is something that people can do from a laptop.
Absolutely, but one of the challenges we're seeing is this issue that the workforce is being mobilised at an incredibly rapid rate, and juggling different devices is becoming a challenge. Having a laptop, a PDA, a smartphone, users don't want the different products. Often they're not synced up together, so your laptop says you've got a meeting at 2, but your phone says it's at 3, and issues around having the most up-to-date, accurate information is still a real challenge for businesses.
OK. Alex, I'm going to come to you now, because we're talking about Office Anywhere, we're talking about having all these answers on one device. But isn't it just another gadget, or will it really save businesses money?
Yeah, no, it's not just another gadget. I mean, you know, there have been different gadgets available for some time, as we're talking about, and we've taken a lot of learning from that to develop something that learns from all of those issues that, you know, have been around in the past. So, for example, the fact that synchronising, which basically means that if you change something on your calendar on your PC, instantly it's changed on your Office Anywhere. You don't have to go and say, oh, I need to synchronise them now or push buttons or anything. It's all real time and happens instantly. So it's something that is designed for the small business specifically to work for them and how they work. But of course, helping to save costs as well is important, and that's been built in too. One of the things that we've built into the solution is not only a fixed monthly fee, so that the customer knows exactly what they're going to pay at the end of the month. They're not going to get a bill shock. And also something, in terms of the mobile voice over IP capability is built into there as well.
Or explain voice over IP capability to me,
Sure.
And to people who don't understand what it is.
It sounds a little bit technical, doesn't it? Basically, it's phone calls over the internet. So a lot of people have got this in their office now, where they've got a broadband line and they're putting their telephone calls over that broadband line at internet calls, and we've developed the capability to offer that on the Office Anywhere device, so you get those cost savings when you're out and about as well as when you're in the office. And equally, if you use it when you're in the office, in the area where you've got a wireless hub, then you get free calls back to UK landlines as well.
Alex, you use one of these. Does it help you manage your costs?
Yeah, it does, and I think it helps us manage our visible costs, if you like, but also I think what's really valuable is it gives me more time when I'm at work, so it gives me more opportunity to do things, and it makes me and some of my other guys who've got them more effective in what we do. And for me, that's probably more important than managing those costs, because I'm in a relatively small business. I could see if you're in a business that's larger than ours, maybe in the hundreds, and you're giving lots of these devices out, it's really neat because it's a fixed fee per month, so you don't have things spiralling out of control. So, yeah, that's nice to have as well for me.
If you'd like to know more about mobile telecommunications, then please watch the whole of the Office Anywhere web seminar or click on another one of the subject tabs below. Or if you'd like to talk to someone about BT's Office Anywhere product or any other telecoms needs, then feel free to drop BT an email at webseminars@bt.com or call the free phone number 0800 678 1260.